All right, welcome to Q&A, everybody. It's me, Majority. You know where you are. You're on my channel. It's been a minute since I did questions and answers with the community. I do this usually every month or so, but it's been like 3 months. Just life's gotten in the way. But, I'll never forget about you, the viewer, which is why I invite you, the viewer, to participate in Q&A. For the next month, throw some questions in the Discord under the Q&A section. You sworn brothers. I've been meaning to change the name to make it more gender affirming or something. But, listen, you're part of the majority. Welcome. I welcome you. And I'll welcome you by answering your questions. Let's start with the Final Fantasy Pope. Oh! Are there any games you loved as a kid but can't stand now? What games did I love as a kid, but I can't stand now? I think there are games I played as a kid because I was a kid and I didn't have a lot of games. And if I went back to them today, they'd just be very hard to play. A lot of them were like licensed crap on the GBA. I remember like really putting a lot of time into Naruto Ninja Council, and there was like a Dragon Ball Z game on GBA. And my gosh, they were terrible, but I just was like really into the anime, and so I played through most of the game. Like I think I finished Naruto Ninja Council. The game was so boring and bland, and I didn't have favorable memories of it then, but I still don't now. I think one of the pitfalls of this though is that a lot of the games I played as a kid were really good on the N64. A lot of the first party stuff was just naturally really a lot of fun, and I would happily go back and play a lot of it today. I'm just trying to think if there was anything on the N64 that was like necessarily bad that I owned that I didn't like. I also didn't like Rugrats in Paris. I never finished it, but it was particularly like a heinous offender. Playing like other 3D platformers on the system and then seeing like this crap, I was like, geez, awful, get this off of my system. Even as a kid, I knew better. And then I'm trying to think like what else on the GBA I would have played that I wouldn't like. I do think I was maybe a bit nostalgic about Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, because I played it recently and I was like, it's okay, it's fine, Kirby's Adventure is fine, but I don't know if I was necessarily impressed to the same extent I was as a kid. So, I don't know, pretty interesting. Good question. Fuck Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. That's Terry. Wants to know, what is my favorite question ever asked to me or the button mappers? Favorite question. I'm really digging through the archives here. I think maybe like from the first episode where it's like you're on a tropical island and you can only bring like 5 games. I know that's so tacky, but like I feel like that's kind of like open-ended and classic. And like if I was at a party and I was talking to some gamers, I could use that as like an icebreaker question. So to me, like that's pretty good. I think Alex wrote that one. And then other questions that are, really good. Oh, what was a good one was the commercial one. I asked that one. I asked good questions. So it's too bad I can't be question master because that was a killer one. I think everyone loved that one. And you know what? Part of it's about reading the room. Like the reason that was a really good question was because Damon was there, and Alex and Damon have some film history. So it was like create a commercial for like 7-Up or something, and then like everyone had like this range of really cool answers. Like mine was okay, but like I really liked hearing what everyone had to say to that one. Great question, President Question Master. You should change your name in the Discord if you'd like. All right, BioPhoenix. Have I ever read a Michael Christian novel before? I'm not sure. What has Michael Christian written? Let's find out. Michael Christian. Michael Crabtree is the first result for CR. He has written Jurassic Park, The Lost World, The Andromeda Strain, Prey, Timeline, Sphere, and Dragon Teeth. No, never, not one. Would I read one? I don't know. I don't know if I'd read Jurassic Park. That could be cool. Is there a game that's multiplayer only but wish it had a good single player mode? I have to think about this. On the Button Mappers, we played Fall Guys recently. I enjoy playing it single player, honestly, and just doing like solo stuff. But a single player campaign could be pretty fun for Fall Guys. I don't know. I would pay for it. That first game's free, so I don't know. I mean, I would be down. They change it up every so often too, which shows they still care about the game. Tell me what I think about a new manga series called Rooster Fighter. Is this real? Let me look it up. Rooster Fighter. Yeah. Japanese web manga series written and illustrated by Shu Sakuratani. I need to read a little bit more about it. It's got a great cover. A bit cocky, if you know what I mean. 3 years ago, mutant demons began appearing in Japan. We're off to a good start. This is from Wikipedia. While some are harmless or helpful towards humans, others are troublesome, created from humans suffering from extreme emotional distress or unresolved trauma. These mutant demons begin to wreak havoc as they begin to evolve to be more intelligent and dangerous. Mutant demons in Japan. Are we playing an SMT game? I feel like we're in the same universe. A lone rooster named Keiji wanders around various cities of Japan while defeating mutant demons he encounters. Gotta love the lone rooster. His ultimate goal is to find and kill the mutant dubbed the White Demon, who killed his sister in order to avenge her death. A vengeance plot. Seems maybe formulaic, but I can get behind it. Rooster's named Keiji. I'm down. Would I read it? I'd read it. Sure. So it has my approval, BioPhoenix. That's how I feel. What 3DS game do you think should get a remaster on more platforms? Well, I'm a big SMT fan, and I think it's a damn shame that Shin Megami Tensei 4 is going to be sort of locked behind on the system, although I don't think it needs the dual screen feature. Does it? Could you navigate that without the dual screens? They should at least bring it to phones. SMT 3 and 5 are more circulated than the fourth one is, and I think that the fourth one is the best. It's just got the best plot elements, and it's got a great sense of challenge. I don't think it has the best multiple endings. I think Nocturne is better for that, but as far as like character development, voiceovers, the customization, everything, it's kind of just the best of all worlds, multiple senses. And so I advocate for SMT4 to just get, maybe it's not just remaster, maybe it's like a remake. Maybe they remake it in a new engine so that it works a little better. Maybe in the SMT5, like the Unreal engine, it would be Unreal. I would really like that. I would unreally like that. Can I think of any other 3DS games I'd like to get a remaster? Honestly, I mean, I know it's like, what's the point? But I do think that Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask would benefit from being remastered on a home console. So yes, you can play the N64 versions, but the thing is that the 3DS versions do look polished in a way that like I think would look really great on a TV. And sometimes I go like, oh, am I going to play the N64 one on the TV? Yeah, I guess. But I think even that little touch-up will help, memorialize those games for newer audiences. So that's what I would like to see, is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask get the modern day makeover, remaster, you name it. Leave it to me, Zelda guy, SMT guy. Yep. Hope those are good picks. Hope you like them. I do. I'm scratching my nose. The mustache is killing me. PXN Gaming. Yo. What's up, VG? Have you played any online competitive games with my fellow button mappers, Mario Kart, etc.? If so, who won? So we did Fall Guys, and it was my first time playing it, and Spencer won. Spencer won the match, but immediately after he left, Alex and I kept playing, and then I took first place. I got the W. If Spencer was there, it was neck and neck, though. If you guys stay tuned to the end of the video, Spencer put up a hell of a fight. And then I feel like there's something else that we played online. I used to play Air Wolf with Alex, which is like a PvP thing on PS4. It's a free download, or Air Mech or something. Mech Wolf, I don't know. It's basically an inspired version of Herzog's Spy. And or like a spiritual successor in a sense, and it's pretty fun RTS style gameplay. What else have I played online with them? Don't know. It's all like, oh, you know what? We did co-op, me and Alex, on Darius Burst, and that was fun. I enjoyed it. I really like the share play feature of PS4. Did you not see the vacation map out? That was local. That's true. It was local moco. PXN Gaming, one of my top 5 N64 games that are still exclusive to the system, not available through Game Pass, Nintendo Online, etc. That's a great question. I'm actually going to look at my library and then see if I can answer this a little better for you. So technically the Banjo games don't count because they are on the Rare Replay. So that's sad. I still really like Castlevania 64. I guess Legacy of Darkness is the best way to play it. So, you know, I would probably say Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. I really like Star Soldier Vanishing Earth. I think that's an underrated spaceship shooter. A lot of people like to diss on it because the PS1 was just more impressive with games like Einhander, and I guess Philosoma would be another one. But that's Star Soldier is no slouch. That's like a known and beloved name in the spaceship shooter universe. What else do I really like? Man, a lot of these got brought to the online service. That makes this difficult. I do have respect for Shiren the Wanderer. So there's a Japanese version of the sequel, the second game. I think it's going to be very hard to play for a lot of people, but I still really enjoy it. I've wanted to play Bangai-O, the N64 version. It's just too expensive, but it's a pretty great game. And then as far as a 5th game that is still exclusive to the service, probably Mickey's Speedway. I mean, I haven't played it, but I don't think that's really anywhere else. So there's your 5 best N64 exclusives that are worth getting an N64 for today. You could probably replace Sheeran with something, but yeah, that's what makes me happy. That's my top 5 for you. But I honestly would probably play a lot of first party stuff, you know. But Mickey Speedway, I should look into that. That and Star Soldier just got really expensive, so it's a bit harder to get now. But you know, if you can find a way, find your way. Terry made a mistake. Understandable. All right. Grand Papo Alex from Turbo. Would I rather fight Georg or Goat from Majora's Mask in real life? Goat's the goat, the one that like rolls around, and Georg is the fish. Is that right? I don't remember. I know Goat's the Winter Temple one. I think Georg is the fish boss. Let me see. Gyorg. Yep, he's the fish boss. Okay. In real life, oh gosh. It's tricky. This is a tough one. I gotta weigh the pros and cons. So, in real life with my human arsenal, I peeped RPG Archive out of the corner of my screen. Yo, what's up? I'm not looking at chat though. In real life, Goat would probably trample me, but I could at least pick up the bombs and then throw them at him and try and like duck and cover. Versus Georg will swallow me and chomp me whole, and then like if I get knocked in the water, he's gonna send a bunch of barracudas after me. It just sounds kind of miserable, and then he like jumps over the arrow. But you know, if I can fire arrows at him, that'll be all right. But you do have to fight him underwater at a couple segments, so I think it would be literally impossible. I think I would have a better chance with Goat. It's a real goat. The real goat move. There's your answer. Biophoenix, is there an intro to a video game and show that you never skip the intro for? Oh my gosh, what the hell was I playing that was just like, oh, you know what it was? Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation 3. I know, that's nuts. But it's like they literally are putting a car together in the intro. And I watched it, but it was like watching like 2001 A Space Odyssey. It was like a really like artistic thing. So, I mean, technically I booted the game up like twice, but I watched it both times. It's really impressive. And I suggest you watch it. And then also, I do like Zone of the Enders intro, the first game. I still haven't played the second, but I'm working through the first. And I really like the theme music and kind of like the anime mech style. So that's another one that I really like. Terry, what is your take on unskippable cutscenes? Do they ruin the game for you? You know, I feel like that's with reference to like Oddworld, which we just played. There were a couple points where I had. Oh no no no! It was Shenmue. You can't skip the things in Shenmue, and I kept having to respawn at one of those things where it's like the golem creature comes and attacks you and stuff. And at that point, it's just like a little redundant. Um, Although I think that if you put a button overlay that says skip scene, it actually takes you out of the moment a little bit. So I'm of two minds. I do think that there is a smart way to do it where it's like if you've interacted with the character already and then lost, and they're like, what, you come back for more or something? You know, like that's a smart way to go about it. But on the flip side, if I really want to watch the scene again, I'm sometimes I might want to see it, but I guess you could save beforehand if that's you, if that's something you want to see. So does it ruin the game for me? No, I don't think so. I don't think Shenmue was ruined for me, but it was, difficult in its own right to get through. But I do think that there should be an option to skip. That's how I feel about it. All right, Zorba had a question about Valkyrie profile, so I directed him to Terry. Terry309, shout out the Valkyrie profile channel. Okay, BioPhoenix, what series really fascinates you the most, but you don't have a way to play it yet? A whole series that I haven't had a way to play that I am fascinated by. See, the thing is, my console library has really opened up. Like, I'm playing PS3 games now. I've never really been through that before, but I actually have it set up in the bedroom. So, a lot of things that I would have wanted to play, I can now play. I think the only consoles I'm really lacking are the Turbo Graphics and maybe Sega Master System. My Dreamcast is still import only, so that makes it difficult to do a couple things. Play through a couple games I would be interested in. And while I don't have a Super Nintendo, most of the games I want to play are like on a service somewhere, on the SNES Mini. Same with the NES. I've never had a PSP or PS Vita. So I think I've been interested in the Death Junior series, but I think there's like a game on the DS, but like why play it on the DS? I feel like the PSP version's the way to go. That one, I don't know if I was fascinated by it, but as much as like, oh, that'd be cool to play. It looks cute, charming. I like the character design and the concept. So the Death Junior series would interest me, I guess. Hope that answers your question. Terry, what expensive game do you really want in your collection that you would never be able to afford / is too expensive to be worth considering buying? I think it's more the latter. I can afford most games now. It's just, would I? It's not really a great budgetary decision. I think it's getting way too expensive to get Einhander. And I think I really ought to play it as like a classic like spaceship shooter fan. There are other ways to play it though, so I'm not as worried about it. And then it's getting really hard to get physical copies of the Etrian Odyssey games as well as most of the Atlas titles on 3DS. So I'm just going to download most of them before the shop kicks a can next year. Zorba has thrown Panzer Dragoon Saga. That's kind of like the ultimate choice. I don't know if I really want it in my collection. I've kind of given up on Panzer Dragoon, sadly. Sorry, Zorba. I didn't mean to be so passive-aggressive here. Be mindful of this section. I don't know if I was being passive-aggressive, but I think I could have just entertained it. Oh, you know what it was? I think the thing is I don't want this section to turn into like a chat, because I do need it for the questions. If you want to chat, you can go to Majority Speaks. Okay. BioPhoenix, what's the farthest I've been away from home? Hawaii is really far. But the thing is, I consider Hawaii like a second home. But it's an 11-hour flight from New York, so it's pretty far. I've been to Italy, and I've been to England, and then I've been to Canada, and I've been to the Caribbean. So they're all kind of equidistant, although Hawaii is still the farthest, even if it is part of the U.S. It's like you don't just go there easily from New York. You know what I mean? What's my favorite kind of cake? Okay, it's probably between cheesecake. I really like cheesecake, but then like I like that like kind of like filling sometimes. I do like brownies. I don't brownies are not a cake, but like that kind of like gooey chocolatiness is pretty good. I just have to go cheesecake. But there's some other dessert thing that I really like. Ooh, I like flan. Flan is pretty good. Anything like caramel esque is good. I'm just not a big cake fan. I just think like vanilla frosting flavor is like, it's okay. Terry, big or small? Big. This is Multimaster. Would I buy NFTs? I don't even understand NFTs. For video games, I still don't understand them. Would I smoke NFTs? No, I'm not. I value my lungs. Multimaster, have I ever had a cheat code book? No, but I've had a Game Shark. The ones with the cheats in them still no. Have I ever smoked? Yes. If so, what smoked food did I eat? Ham. His ham, good or evil? Look at that ham is right there. That was off the top. It's nuanced. Are Pokemon cards good filter paper alternatives? What? No. Malta, what uses did you have for the scan square on the top of your Game Boy Color? I used to think you could just like put two Game Boy Colors side by side and like trade Pokemon that way. Like I thought that happened once, but then like I was never able to re-emulate that experience with two Game Boy Colors. So I don't know. I still don't understand it. When the game lets you choose between two characters or storylines, something of that nature, for example, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and Shadow the Hedgehog, do I always choose one or the other between good and evil? I think like a lot of times I do pick good, but then like SMT4 counters that narrative because I prefer Walter's path, which is the chaos path. But I don't know, it's a mix. Terry, what hair gel do I use? I don't know. It's watermelon scented. Zorba, toast falls buttered face down. You still eating? Yeah, I don't discriminate. Terry, is eating fun? Yes. Do I enjoy watching people eat? No. Did I enjoy watching Alex eat that big block of cheese? Did I enjoy it? Was that enjoyment? I was entertained. But was I like, yeah, Alex, eat that cheese? No. I wasn't like that. Do I eat Pokemon? Yes. If I love eating so much, why don't I marry it? SMH. Is that for me or Terry? Will I ever marry a tomato? No. Will I ever eat a tomato again by itself? No. Whole? No. Are you a potato? No. Is your potato your spirit animal? Yes. What would you rate my cat? 5. What would you rate the King of Whey? With an addendum that King of Whey is the picture. 3. How do I rate his urine? I don't. Did you know that the King of Whey's urine is his son? No. Are frogs evil? No. Alex Jones would beg to differ. Is Toad a boy? Yes. Is Mario a watermelon? No. What is your favorite Alex crying over Arby's meme? They're in the Button Mapper Discord chat. Take a look. Well, I'm only going to go with the ones here because I'm not going to navigate to that section. It's going to lose my place here. When you buy Game Pass and you no longer have enough money for Arby's, that gets a 2. What Backstreet Boys songs do you like? Backstreet's back. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody. Yeah. That's a song I like by Backstreet Boys. What games am I playing? I just finished SMT4. And then I also started Klonoa. I'm playing Dragon Quest VI and Judgment. Those are the 4 games I'm currently like, well, 3 because I beat SMT4, but those are the 3 games I'm balancing between. Dragon Quest being my RPG, Judgment being kind of like a fun open world game I want to play, and then Klonoa just being a fun 3D platformer, 2D ish, 2.5D. Then I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, there's another game for the mappers I'm playing, kind of like retroactively, but I'm almost done with it. But I'm not going to spoil it. It's for December. And then my Game Talk game was a short game, so you'll see that not tomorrow, but the next Monday. Tomorrow is the Sports Month Ultimate Showdown. I hope you're looking forward to that on the Button Mappers, the podcast channel. What was my first Game Boy game? Pokemon. SNES Mapper. Yeah, I got some questions in. What are my channel goals for next year? I haven't decided because I don't know that I want to continue on the spaceship shooter path. I have thought about the Zelda series and kind of digging into that, but I don't want to commit to that necessarily either. I think I'm more committed to the other channels like the Button Mappers and playing some RPGs with Spencer. As far as my personal channel goals, I think it's just to continue with the streaming, like the bi-monthly streams, like every 2 months. Get a Q&A out and do a voice chat and maybe some updates and I don't know, other easy content. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I do want to do more reviews. It's been really fun doing game reviews. It's just about like what games do I want to review? What am I thinking about for the year? I think shmups have been easy. They've been easy to play and talk about, and I can get a lot of them out. But at the same time, the pool is getting smaller, and while I like spaceship shooters, they're hard. They can be hard to beat all of them, and that can be a challenge. I think it's more so just about playing some games and also being less content minded. Like I'm watching a couple Netflix shows too. Like I'm just trying to have fun, like just kick back and like put on One Piece or Ultraman or something and just watch a show or just play a game, and I can talk about them on the Mappers. I think it's just really staying strong on the Mappers every Monday. I missed 1 or 2 of them this year, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Just having fun. I think it's just the thing about goals. It's best to set like kind of an open-ended goal because that way it's easier to meet. If the goal is just to have fun, then I can meet that more easily than like 100 videos per year or something. I don't want to stress myself out. Do I have holiday season plans? Yes, I will be out of state. Thoughts on Malta's new interest in being a heavy metal vocalist and pursue a career in the metal industry? I'm all for it, man. Do what makes you happy. And this will conclude Q&A. So questions for the next episode will start here.